Hello, today I'm going to describe some connections between the protagonists of my novel, Christopher, and Ludwig Wittgenstein. Just to introduce the two people, I'll give you some information about both of them. Christopher is the protagonist in my novel, The Mystery of the Dog in the Nighttime. He has autism and lives with his father. Ludwig was born 26th of April 1889 and passed away on the 29th of April 1951. He was a philosopher in math and other things. To begin with, both Christopher and Ludwig had autism. Although the degree of severity between them may have differed, it is an important connection considering they both suffered from the same difficulties but still pushed through it. Another connection I have made is the strong ability and interest in mathematics they both had. Ludwig was a philosopher in math, and Christopher was the best math student at school. In the book, Christopher says, Mr. Jevons said that I liked math because it was safe. He said I liked math because it meant solving problems, and these problems were difficult and interesting, but there was always a straightforward answer at the end. And what he meant was that math wasn't like life because in the life there are no straightforward answers at the end. End quote. This showed his interest in math and later got him an A grade on a math test no one in his school had achieved. This relates to Ludwig, as Ludwig was very interested in math and finding ways to solve problems. He was also a math teacher at one point. Another thing Christopher and Ludwig can share are their violence. Christopher was not very violent, but did sometimes show a violent side. In one instance, a police officer held his arm, which led to Chris striking him. Here is a quote. "The policeman took hold of my arm and lifted me onto my feet. I didn't like him touching me like this, and this is when I hit him." Ludwig used a controversial teaching method where he would hit students when they would get an answer wrong, which shows his violent side. This connection between both people shows that they both had somewhat of a violent side. From these connections, as a reader, I have learned that a lot of things from this novel can relate to real world things, and there's countless connections you can make to the real world. Also, knowing that a ton of connections can be made, it can further support the overall message in the book since it can relate to many real life situations. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.